everybody. Got a lot more space, fewer critters, although the main squeeze of my life does want to say good morning on her own. I think it's because she heard me speaking, and so I must be speaking to her. So from my heart and from my karma heart, we say good morning and namaste, and now go lay down. It's so good to see you. You can see where we are here at the studio. Oh, April Fool? I don't know. It's I don't think that there's anything that's trickster about our reality right now. I definitely am feeling all of the real that life has to offer us. I hope that practicing at home has been going well for you all, finding some way to ground and connect and see clearly, so that we're less reactive. That's at least a huge portion of what this yogic path is all about. So, hi, I'm Belinda. I'm the owner and founder of Just Be Yoga. Sometimes I like to say I am the B of Just Be Yoga. We have been a donation-based yoga outreach for 10 years, and on the thought and belief and mission that holistic and healing practices, wellness, needs to be accessible and inclusive. It isn't reserved only for those with money. It isn't reserved for idyllic and serene settings. Anybody can feel serene, on a beach in some remote spa-like environment. But to find serenity in the hood, to find serenity in the middle of a traffic jam, to find serenity in a pandemic. And then what's the benefit of that? Does that mean that I'm trying to go away from it and escape? No, if anything, we want to be present and be wholly present and recognize that we can carry an element of peace and surety and kindness and truth in the midst of all that life has to offer, right? We can't just wallow in all the good stuff. That would be excess, right? That would be really kind of doubling down, hoarding. So yeah, here we are. All right, so I think I want to have a grounding breath and really move a bit today. So in the home practice, set out your space. Get your mat or a blanket. If you've got a carpeted space, maybe you don't even need a mat. Block, maybe a book, as I've said before. You could even use a chair if you want it to be a little bit higher. And straps. So straps really help us be able to connect to a body part that maybe we don't reach very easily. So you can use a belt or a necktie or a strap. Some people use a sock, a towel, anything that helps you hold on to maybe your foot or bring your hands together. All right, so I'm going to back it up a little bit. And just start to settle into our space. So sit in any way that's comfortable for you, all right? So you could sit cross-legged, you could sit with your legs out in front of you. If you are sitting cross-legged, one leg in front of the other, and then switch it out, all right? Or one leg on top of the other, and switch it out, all right? So try to bring balance and equanimity into how we are treating ourselves and occupying the skin we're in today. And I'm just going to invite a few mindful breaths. Sit any way you wish. You can have your back against the wall, all right? There is no, I got to do the yoga position. No, you're going to do the you position. Yoga means to bring together, to bind together, come into you. So start to figure out, where am I comfortable sitting? Do I even know? Or am I really set in a supposed to space? Eyes can be open or closed. Notice where you're tight in your body. Notice where we're tight in our breath. Where are we tight in our mind? And what does that mean, right? I know I'm tight in my mind about money and welfare. Tight in my mind about the well-being of loved ones who are either feeling anxious or nervous or are dealing with grief. I have several friends in my close company who have been living through the departure of loved ones, either due to this pandemic or, other conditions, because life ends. So my mind is tight and preoccupied, not at ease. And as I breathe, I try to just invite my awareness into the space that I'm in right now. Right here, right now, I am well. Right here, right now, I am whole. And can I allow that ease to come into me? And then I encounter a little bit of guilt. Because how can I celebrate having ease when I know so many others don't? But this is my condition. This is my space. And how can I share it? Not hoard it. Can I share it? Oh, and that gives me a little bit more ease about being in my reality and letting it in. I think for some of us, we're not allowing ourselves to really feel the comfort and ease of our space because we feel kind of a guilt. But if we can't own it, we can't share it. If we can't live in it, we can't show others how to find it. And let's breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, bringing my hands through my heavenly space, through my third eye space, touching it intentionally, bringing my spirit space into my words, touching my mouth and my neck intentionally, and into my heart, believing that that spirit space can come down through my vision, through my words, into my heart that I can share. Breathe in and reach. Exhale, draw it down and within. Breath in, soften in the shoulders. Breath out. And then I'm going to lengthen upward. Interlace the fingers and flip the palms. And for me, this is really important and symbolic to feel my fingers threading in between my own fingers, because I haven't been able to thread my fingers into the palms of others. And to know that I can do this and still feel connected. And so as I thread my fingers, I can imagine and feel that I'm threading my fingers into the hands of everyone who's sharing practice with us. I'm getting a little verklempt. Breath in, exhale, twist. Feeling connected through the sit bones into the earth, feeling connected in those threaded fingers up to the heavens. Feeling my spine lengthening into, threading into one another. And release, coming back and over to the other side. Ooh, I gotta relax my diaphragm in order to let this twist in. And release and come to center and round the spine. Oh, big space, big circular space. And then I'll let those arms go. I'm going to lengthen my legs out in front of me. And then just wake up my legs. point the toes, lift, flex. Breath in, and then exhale, twisting it open. And trying to really focus for me now, opening in between my shoulder blades and my back. Feeling the resistance in the back of my heart. Back of the heart, symbolic of receiving. Front of the heart, symbolic of sending love. Can I receive that love, that tenderness, that peace that we were talking about? Can I deserve it? Not hoard it. Love is everywhere. Love is even within the pain. And then we'll lift up, breath in, exhale, twist. And feel my legs, check in with my support system. Really strong, probably a little super rooted, been stuck in the house, right? And so that's super rooted, a little stuck. So I probably need to move my soil. It's turning more solid like a rock. Rather than having that fluidity that I need for my support, not too rigid. Breath in, shoulders down, maybe working the shoulders a little, and then taking it forward. And this first time in, I'm gonna bend the knees a little. And then let go. Really feeling the back of my neck and shoulders. Feeling the weight of everything I've been carrying. Carrying for myself, carrying for others. And then gradually lifting myself back up. All right, I want to walk those feet in, bringing the bottoms of the feet down, chest up. Work a little bit of that fire, shoulders down. Someone is writing me. Oh, Megan is going to be moving in close to our studio, and maybe one day we will actually come back to the studio as community. But, all right, let's work that boat. Work that fire, feet are down, chest is lifting, maybe holding on. Everybody choose right now. Feel what your support will let you plug into as far as energy. Right? So if the frame of our car isn't sturdy, you certainly don't want to rev up that engine and go 100 miles an hour. So feel, what can it support? And if it can support a lot, let's plug in. Stimulate our energy so that we can send energy up into our creativity, send energy into our love space, send energy into our voice and communication so that we have some juice to reach out and talk to others and be wise in our words, sharing love, not fear and anxiety. Breath. That's what we tap into in this fire. How are we using our power? How do we use it after we grow it? Good. Maybe reaching out, feeling the difference of how we hold our power. Breath, and bottoms of the feet down, and let it go. What is it that we need to move and connect with? Feeling space, letting space into certain areas of our body that we've clenched into. And if there are spaces that have been too spacious, how do we bring it together? And let's bring it back upright. A little bit of neck space. And as you all know, I love to encourage. Do this with the people in your household if you're blessed to have people in your household. Try not to talk while you're doing it. Coming into feeling, being more sensory than verbal. Okay, we have all been excessively connected to digital media that gets us into our literary communication and verbal and oral communication, but there are so many more ways in which we can communicate as beings. So start to tap into this sensory being, change direction. What does my sensory being need? Can I even just spend time feeling my sensory being? And notice when you feel a sensation and it either makes you sad or nervous or anxious, or it makes you feel in a way that you can't even define. Because there's a spectrum of sensation that we can't even define. Good, and we'll come up to center. Let's lift the chest. A little bit of cat and cow. Stretch your throat. Exhale, rounding the spine. Breathe in, arch and lift. Now, certainly if we have young family members, don't tell them to hush and round. Maybe make some nice fun sounds. Breathing in through the nose, exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Get them to enjoy just sensory space, sound space. Apparently Karma likes these sounds. Good. All right. I'm going to find a comfortable seated space. You may want to have your strap nearby for this. We're going to pat ourselves on the back with my right hand. Maybe trying to scratch in between those shoulder blades, having that elbow up. And then I'll bring this other hand up and find that elbow. Now, if you can't grab the elbow, you could always bring the strap to the elbow and just use the other arm to pull that elbow. And then sit up. Scratching an itch. What have we been hiding and tucking away feeling-wise in that armpit? I love when I'm in my practice in moments and go, oh, that's where I put that. That's where I put that memory. That's where I put that feeling. That's where I put that emotion. That thing I've been avoiding. That's where I hid that. Good. And then I'm going to release. And then work that shoulder. Just, work that out. Go lay down. Please, go lay down. And change direction. I tried to remember to put please on the end of that. All right, and I'm going to find the other hand. Feeling the back of this arm, right, the tricep muscle, armpit space. You all know if you've been following along for the last few days, always giving a little bit of loving touch to myself. And feeling this difference. Already this left arm is saying, don't get it twisted. I'm not your right arm. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to you. I'm not going to try to make you go in the same angle. And I'm not going to say, oh, you should. Come on, lefty, do what I tell you. No, that's not what we're here for. We're here to connect and listen. Hear what is true. Quiet the demands of our mind. Feel my tummy. Feel my breath. Feel my organs. So if you're sharing space with others, right, we really don't care when we're just by ourselves, or maybe we do, I don't know. Because if you can offend yourself, you got some bigger issues. But, we can also let a burp out. We can let a fart out. We can let a queef out. All kinds of things, right? That's right, I said queef. Breath. And then we'll release. Because as we start moving, right, the things within us start moving, the substances and the air and the gaseous emanations. Let's let it move. Who wants to have that all trapped? I don't want it trapped. Good, I'm going to take this arm across, hook under it, lifting in the chest, revolve. Feeling my heart. Taking a little element of some huggy space here. Thinking about some of the yummy hugs that I've missed, right? So let me see. Good huggers. My brother's a really good hugger. My mom, she was a really good hugger. Not too aggressive with it, but just felt soft enough to give you some love. Good, and release. And the other side. Let me see another good hugger. Caroline's a really good hugger. Yeah, it just makes you feel embraced, loved. Take a moment and think about hugs that you've missed. And if you have the opportunity to really still hug people, go give them a good hug and maybe talk about what aspects you really like about that hug. Bring that communication aspect into your yoga. The truth of the moment. And release. All right, I'm going to bring my feet down, my arms back behind me, wake up my root. Press down and lift and feel the state of my foundation. Lifting in the hips. Notice what's starting to talk here. My forearms actually feel a little tight. Maybe that was all those chaturangas. Thrusting in the hips. Maybe lifting one leg, maybe not. Breath. Check in on, okay, how long can I stay and feel stable? Stable and at ease. And breathe. If you're starting to feel like you're straining, we need to come out. That's not our yoking. That's our demand-command space. That's not yoga. Breath. Root, lift, bringing ourselves down. Bold, plugging in again. Starting to feel things coming together. Legs out in front of us. Breath, twist. Lifting in the chest. Lift, twist. Inhale. As you know, those legs don't have to be together. And come forward. Already check in on what's changed in your body. What's gotten a little bit more space and is grateful. What's still resisting to let you in this movement. And are you listening? Are you treating yourself with kindness? Ahimsa, non-violence. We talked about that one before. Rolling the spine up. Feet down, palms back, lifting, thrusting the hips. Try to be kind to your neck. Don't let the head drop. Maybe shift and sway side to side. Feel different muscles start to grip as you shift. Where are we in our feet? And lower it down. Another boat. Now some of you may want to start to lift. Okay? But if you're going to lift, try not to let the spine rock back. And we're just going to say, okay, I am where I am, and this is the strength I have to offer. Those heels could be down lower. Breath. Good. We'll lengthen the legs out. Breathe in. Let's twist. And then bring the hands down and invite a little bit of a rooted twist where we feel the sit bones, chest is up. Now you feel out, okay, where do I want to go here? Where does my spine want to go? What can I sustain with ease? And if you've stopped, have you always stopped at this point, or can you see if there's a little bit more room with the next exhale? And let's release, coming back, chest up, rooted Dandasana, our staff posture. And then twist. And then twist. There went my spine. I love when I hear like a little bit of movement in my spine. It lets me know that that area had been super gripping. And it finally found a moment of release. Even if it has to pick up that tension later, wow, at least for this moment it got to let it go. And then breathe in. And then exhale, take it forward. Now sometimes I like to spend a long time in this posture, this east-west stretch. So after I get nice and warmed up, usually toward the end of the day, after the body's been moving a lot, I can really just let myself hang out here 4 minutes, 5 minutes, just breathing, observing my organs, my flesh, my bones. Patience in our space and letting spaces reveal themselves to you. And what opportunity do I have here to share some love, massaging and touching my own feet, my own ankles and calves. and then lifting my chest up. All right, ready to move a little bit more. I'm gonna come to a child's pose. So I'm feeling like, yeah, my hips, my spine, they're ready for a little bit more. Gonna come down to hands and knees, sink back, find my child's pose. You can have your legs together. That's gonna lengthen up and down the spine a little bit more. But it can feel more restrictive on breathing because we're so smushed. And some of us, we're a little curvier and we got a little bit more smush, so that one doesn't feel so comfortable. So knees wide can be a little bit more comfortable. It's definitely my happy space, right? Sometimes it can feel like child's pose is a do-nothing pose. But if you let yourself, just let the body sink, we're absorbing in rootedness, heaviness, allowing ourselves to feel at peace and ease and comfort, giving ourselves permission to do so. I'm going to lengthen my arms out, come forward to hands and knees. I'm going to start to tuck the toes and lift the hips up and just start to try on this down dog, right? Let your yoga mat be like the fitting room for your yoga practice. So can we try on this down dog, bending the knees, sinking the hips, letting the head go. Maybe changing the width of your feet, looking at your toes. Give your body some loving attention, not judgment, right? I see my feet and I always see aspects of my mom's feet, my grandma's feet. I see old injuries, definitely. I start to see the age in my skin. Yeah, that's a reality. Breath in, lift the hips. Exhale, I'm gonna look forward. And you guys can take as many steps as you like, or take a big giant step, working on the hip space in your core. Breath in, lifting the chest. Breath out, letting it go. Breath in, lifting. Breath out, letting it go. Breath in, pulling the chest up. Now you can soften your knees here, okay? Try not to lock them. So we're gonna soften them, pull the heart forward. Letting my core hold my spine, unsupported. It's just hugging it in. And we'll bring the hands down and step the left foot back foot flat. I'm gonna hug onto this leg and pull. Breath, feeling my inner strength, feeling rooted. There's a vibrant heat that's there, but it's not aggressive. And then I'm gonna release and make my way up. Breathe in, breathe out. Always invite movement if you need. Okay, we can be static or we can be dynamic. What do we need? And if we don't know what we need, try it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna hold in a nice static space, finding the edge of my tolerance, my endurance in that space, my peace of mind in that space, and then that fluid space. Where's the edge of that? What's starting to fatigue? What's really loving just going and moving, constant change? And hands down, stepping the back leg up, trading it out, stepping the other leg back. And then wrap the arms behind that left knee and pull. Now some may be thinking, what kind of yoga is this that Belinda is talking about? What is she doing? I look up some stuff she's talking about. I don't know. She's making that up. Well, first of all, somebody made all this shit up. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I'm sharing my practice with you. So we'll bring our hand for a little bit of support and bring ourselves up. I'm sharing what I have learned through yogic philosophy and through my own practice of how to be comfortable and safe, having a comfortable seat in my body with you. Hopefully in ways in which that you can be, that it's accessible and it's safe, And it feels safe for our emotional space, our little child inside that may have been wounded and injured in the past, emotionally, physically. Sharing what I've learned about philosophy to help us find a calm space and a gentle and kind space on how we treat each other. Maybe flowing here, feeling my left piriformis. Sharing what I have learned and how I practice, connecting my mind and my breath with my body. And then how that translates off the mat into the world. Bringing those hands down. Bringing that knee down, stepping back to our plank. So yeah, no, this certainly, what we're doing right now this morning is not Ashtanga yoga, right? That 8-limb yoga, it's not super hot. We're not doing the same thing over and over again, lowering down. Everything has benefit. Lengthening those legs back, gentle, let the belly stay on the floor, lifting the chest, offer your heart. Now ask yourself, how high am I lifting? Am I forcing? Can I breathe? Where else could I feel my breath? What's possible? Good. And downward facing dog. This certainly isn't Iyengar yoga, right? Mr. Iyengar was an amazing yogi, amazing human. And I respect, everything that he learned about alignment and about how to connect in the ways in which he worked at it. So Ashtanga and Iyengar, just to use those two, we're going to step our feet up. They both found ways to connect. Breathe in, breathe out, let go. They both were taught by the same guy, Krishnamacharya. Breathe in, come all the way up to standing. Let's lift. Good, gentle side bend. And Krishnamacharya didn't teach the way Iyengar ended up teaching. And Krishnamacharya didn't end up teaching, he didn't teach the way Pattabhi Jois, who created Ashtanga yoga, ended up teaching. So they both connected to their practice in different ways. Breath in, exhale, let it go. But they applied themselves toward it with devotion. Breath in. And we're going to step back to our hands and knees plank or an extended plank. Applying ourselves with devotion and commitment. Applying ourselves every day to connecting in with what's real as species, as a being, as a spiritual being, as a physical being, lowering all the way down. That's what I want to share. And then what it can do for us. Breath in, because I see a lot of us get so, my back. And downward facing dog. We get disconnected, diseased when life sends us all kinds of rocky stuff. I'm going to bring my right knee down, step my left foot up, tuck the toes and lift the back leg. Nice lunge. Now you can bring the hands inside if you prefer, sinking down. Really push the back of that leg. Feel that line. So there are elements of Kriya Yoga, Raja Yoga. It's all Hatha Yoga. If you're in a space mindfully, in a shape in your body, and observing your consciousness in that shape, you are yoking. You are yoging, yoga. Spin the back foot flat. Working my hips now, okay? So here I'm going to exaggerate my butt pushing back here. I'm going to start to thrust these hips this way. And feel that out. Now that elbow can hang out here. You could have that hand here. Breath. Driving that back leg down. Now I'm just going to bring my awareness into both legs and figure out who's doing more, who's doing less, who's not doing anything, still taking a nap. And does it need that nap, or could it tap in, or is it like, no, I just don't want to do it? And then we got to honor a space inside of us that's that way. And then sometimes we got to say, yep, and I need you. I need you. Open those hips. Breath. Feel your shoulders. Maybe find an interlace or hold your strap. rolling. Breath in, let's straighten. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale. What are our hips telling us? Exhale. What's the relationship in the fibers of your tendons and the ligaments? How much do they want to open for us in this day and time? How much have we asked of them already? Have we been doing too much? Good. I'm going to straighten, I'm going to spin, and actually I'm going to bring both heels in, let those arms go and sink it down. Now I can take a purely physical mindset toward my practice of my yoga, asana, and just say, okay, I do have to spend some time in this asana, and I do want my body to find its fullest, freest expression of being, call that health, balance. Now I'm trying to find, okay, what is that in this day and age for me, okay, because my body's been on the planet for 52 spins, and so it's like, okay, I can definitely feel where I have overused, underused, all kinds of areas of my body, and I would like it to help me out in the future, or at least carry me to whatever is going to be the end zone. Hopefully as fully functioning as I can be. Straighten my legs. Y'all, I'm still me, so I'm just going to yap while we're holding certain spaces, right? We're going to spin on this back heel, bend that knee. Finding this warrior two here. So feel the hips. So you could hear me talking about different alignments, about, oh, let's do this with the hip, especially if you've been in class. You know, we'll tuck here, moving this hip, finding out that alignment. My whole practice, I don't sit and try to make myself get there. I sit and have a conversation like, do you want to move today? How do you want to move today? We've never done that before. Ooh, do you like that or not? I mean, literally, that's the conversation that we're having, to learn what our body likes. And I'm going to fluid, what's possible and what are we capable of? Right? And the sutras are in 4 books. And the last 2 are about the capacity of our mind, and then the last book is about the possibilities in our mind, and that's something for us to start to think about, the difference. Our capacity and our possibility. And I like to apply both of those thoughts, that train of thought, into my body and how it moves. A little bit of side angle if you want. Ooh, yeah, feeling my low back here. Maybe scoop and tuck the hips a little, feel it out. Check in, are your feet supporting you? How's your chest feeling? And if your body overall is starting to say, man, we've been doing a lot of work, come down, take a break. Have fun with the kids. Just don't pick up the phone and start looking at your social media or the news. Try to stay here, focus, dharana. Good. I'm going to bring the hands down, coming to the lunge on this side. Breath. Good. I'm going to bring this knee down. So you may want to get a rolled up blanket or a pillow. I've been doing a lot of camels lately in our practice. I want to open up that space for me today, but I don't want to do it in camel. I want to do it in a reclining hero or reclining half hero. So I'm going to go get one of the studio pillows. So 1 second. And I'm back. I'm going to start with this one just to show its space. And I'm going to let myself sit on it, okay? And for the sake of seeing this on this side, I'm going to bring this foot here. All right, so now this can be contraindicated already on these knees. So if this is a space where your knees say, nope, I don't want to do it, just go ahead and get your blanket and your pillow, have both legs out in front of you and lay back and down. Now, I have started with my butt on the pillow. Some of you might be like, oh shoot, it's getting real now. You might want to bring 2. letting this space gradually open up. And actually, for me today, I'm just going to stay here. I've been doing a lot of walking, a little bit more running. So this quad is super tight. And just feel that resistance and release that's going on at the same time. Resistance and release at the same time. Use your breath. Let it go. Feel yourselves as physical, energetic bodies letting go. Notice if you're still clenching in your back or your buttocks. And I'm going to bring myself back up and get ready for the other side. So I'm just going to switch. You can, actually, why don't we do I like to call it the intermission or the reset button. I'm going to shake that out. I'm going to bring that same leg that was bent behind up against this inner thigh for a Janu Surshasana. Kind of a nice little intermission and a twist. Should feel nice and yummy. And then bring ourselves up and over. Pulling the chest forward. Letting that hip open. Let your belly breathe. And bring ourselves back up. And now I'll get ready for the other side. So we get that pillow again. Get my butt up there. I'm going to straighten that opposite leg. Bring this knee down. I don't think I'm going to need the second one on this side. Oh, feel that out. Yeah. Gradual, right? I'm not in any hurry. Listening, talking. Woo! And there we go. So now there's a whole bunch of talking going on, and I'm just going to try to bring in that calm. Noticing my reaction. My mental reaction, my physical reaction to what's going on in my body. The sutras speak about the pathway to yoga has two paths. Two things to do. Practice and detach. So detaching from what we notice, detaching from what we're experiencing, and then practice it again. Right? We reapply ourselves to practice and have that discipline, and then we detach. We detach from what we feel, we detach from what we want, our expectations of the moment, and then gradually come up. In some ways, I feel like the detachment is way more difficult than the applying ourselves to the practice. Detaching from an expectation is like, well, why the hell am I doing all this? Yeah, and then we have to, it's kind of like a conversation I had with my Lama once. It's like, so, isn't the goal or trying to go for enlightenment, ultimately, isn't that a selfish pursuit? And he's like, yes, and you have to detach from wanting the enlightenment. What? All right, let's clear out our fleshy bits, legs together. Oh, no, sorry, a little bit of balance. Bottom sole of that foot, Janu Surshasana. And I'm not breaking any yoga rules if I didn't do it, but actually my body was like, yo, let's get that. And then I'm going to come forward. Whoa. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And we'll come forward, coming back upright, legs out in front of us. This time again, clearing fleshy bits, squeezing thighs, lifting the chest, and take it forward. Now if you want to use your strap here, let the elbows Flare outward, sliding the shoulders back, making space in the spine, not crunching and rounding the spine, lengthening the spine. Make space in your yoga and let your spirit occupy the space that you make. So I'm often using various quotes from either Iyengar or Patabi or the sutras. And Iyengar said in Light on Yoga, that the practice of asana makes our bodies fit vessels for our spirit. And the more I've pondered on that, it's but the vessel is a finite vessel and spirit is infinite. So this vessel could never be a full container for our spirit. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't want to make more space in it for my spirit to occupy it and shine out of it. All right, so for the rest of practice, I would like to see if y'all can either turn yourselves around and be close to a sofa or clear some space on a wall. All right. Y'all know this studio here. Yay! Move that cord out of the way. All right, so we're going to bring ourselves up against the wall. Or your legs could be over a sofa. Good. Let your spine relax. And then see about letting the legs come out. Now, I know everybody in their homes doesn't have a big open wall. If you do, that's awesome. But so you might need to move some stuff out of the way or just do this at the sofa. You could do it at the back of a sofa too. And accept all of the support. All of this support. Stay where you are, holding that space. Be right back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Releasing your body energy. Accepting that you don't have to be in charge. And we'll bring those legs back up and cross the right ankle above your left knee, and we'll bring the sole of that foot here. Now, for some of us, that foot might be up there a little bit more, trying to keep in contact here. Maybe pressing not on the knee, so above the knee. Pushing the tailbone down toward the floor. Filling up the belly with breath. Being conscious and aware of being fleshy beings. And we'll release and switch it out. Left ankle above right knee. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This side is like, you slow your roll, Thurston. What's the conversation your body is having with you? I feel like the Mr. Rogers of yoga. That's kind of funny. And so what is this telling you on your insides? Oh, too much time by myself in front of a camera. Breathe, you guys. Ah. Let that joy, that silliness be a part of your yoga. That's what we're connecting with. Can we connect with the whole spectrum? Just be real with yourself. Be in a moment of truth with yourself. Oh boy, that side. And then I'll lift that up, release. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open, maybe pressing. Bring your attention into the muscles in your face. Can you let that go? Can you let the muscles of your face go? Enjoy this perspective. Let your eyes remain open and looking up. I laid out in a field yesterday and the day before, just looking up at the clouds, feeling myself lying flat on this big blue ball, feeling how small I am in the universe, watching the clouds go by. Perspective. All right, we're going to bring the legs up and have the feet flat on the wall. A little bit of space. I've got about, 4 or 5 inches of space in between my knees. Keep the gaze up. Hands can be down, or your arms could be overhead. Now, I'm not on a mat, so I'm going to try to really super grip, because otherwise I'm going to slide that way. But let's see how it works out for a little bit of a supported shoulder stand. All right, so I'm looking at you. Now I'm turning my head up here and saying, listen to your own words, Thurston. Look up, press, lift the hips, okay? And then hands could come here. You could keep your hands overhead too if you like. Breath. I prefer the support, walking my elbows a little closer under me, lifting my chin. Let's just work on breath here. By all means, if you want to lift your legs and you know where you're going and you can be safe, go ahead. But I would prefer, especially if I've never worked with you before, for us to just be contented to stay here, Santosha. We don't need more. We don't need to be greedy. There's so much right here for us to enjoy and release and let go and accept. Let your eyes remain open, changing that perspective. And it doesn't mean to look at stuff on your ceiling and go, I need to fix that. No, just be right here. These are my bones supporting my body in a different relationship to gravity right now. And gradually lowering ourselves down. Letting those legs rest at the wall, maybe draped over your sofa. If you want those legs to come out, let them come out. If you prefer them to stay in butterfly, do that as well. Let yourselves find ease where we are. So legs up the wall or unsupported Viparita Karani. It's still an inversion, okay? Except all of the restoration and the ease and surrender and the soothing of inverting. Jaws relaxed. Maybe stretch the tongue in the jaw. Adjusting my neck and my shoulders. And then settle after enough fidgeting around, fiddling around. And just say, here I am. It is done. It is enough. I am enough. And how am I wearing non-harming right now? Non-hoarding, restraint, truth, non-stealing, purity of thought and body, discipline and devotion.
contentment, study of myself and scripture, and surrender to something greater than myself. Let your neck go heavy, your throat. Feel the weight of both shoulder blades sinking and releasing. Let your arms go. Tell your hands they don't need to grip or hold on anymore. Feel your heart space and love the love that's within you. Love the capacity for love within you. Invite the possibility of love that you don't yet know. Feel your entire spine, feel the weight of that spine resting in the earth. The heaviness of your hips and buttocks. Tell the muscles in your legs they don't need to hold you anymore. Just be. Just be. No scary coming out of Shavasana today. I know karma scared everyone yesterday. Apologies. Maybe lengthen or stretch. Eventually rolling up to sitting upright. Having a seat. I'll accept a little support at the wall myself. All 8 limbs of yoga, the yamas, how we walk in the world and treat others, the niyamas, how we treat ourselves, asana, how we work in this body, the possibility and expansion in our body, pranayama, our breath, and how we walk and live and exist in our breath. Pratyahara, sense withdrawal, how do we walk and live in our senses? And maybe need to turn some of them off, not be dependent or reactive in them. And then dharana, dhyana, samadhi, focus, dharana, dhyana, meditation. Samadhi, unification, joining together in peace, at one, in harmony. Because ultimately we are not separate from the body, nor are we the body. Ultimately we are not separate from our senses, and nor are we completely the senses. And Lord knows, our mind can tell us all kinds of things, and that's not always true either. Thank you all for letting me share practice with you today. Thank you for sharing practice with me. I'm going to link my hands together, linking with you all. And all that is love and joy and laughter inside of me. Certainly appreciative of all the love and joy and laughter inside of you. Let's all go share that some today. All right? Balance, equilibrium. Namaste.